Mina Tang. Not much of a casual flirtation kind of guy, are you? I obviously like you. You're a good agent, and I like being able to whisper in your ear while people shoot bullets at you. I'm also cooped up in this facility with zero chance to actually have a social life. So you can imagine how months inside the gray box turns just about anyone a little eager for interaction. Fucking 2020 mood right here. That said, I can't go anywhere anytime soon, so let's just get ahead of ourselves. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Besides, you have a lot of work to do that I need to, and I need you to be your, and I need to be your objective assistant. We need to keep our relationship focused and efficient. For the time being, at least. If you don't screw everything up, and the world is still in one piece, you can buy me dinner, and we'll see what happens. Mina. DV server. I know you worked at the facility for all of 5 minutes before your first mission, but did you ever get your login credentials for a DV server? I'm guessing not, but I'd figure I'd ask. I thought I knew every server and terminal in this facility, but I overheard Parker mutter something to Westridge about sifting around the DV server. Mina. They're keeping secrets from you. Possibly because they don't trust you. Possibly because you're behind everything. I can't tell, but I'm just so ready for that twist that I'm just anticipating it continuously. It leads to a lot of irony moments where my character's like, haha, he thought I was too dumb to figure that out, like I wouldn't see through his schemes. And it's like, yeah, like you're not seeing through Mina's schemes right now, but it's gonna add an extra level of irony to this whole thing if Mina isn't in any way betraying me, because then every single comment about how obvious it is she's gonna betray me will become ironic because they're all wrong. So look forward to that. Let's see. I think that's a fake password. MILF lover. Like he's fucking with her. Oh, the tone of this. Hi, Mina. During my very brief time at the facility, I was provided with login credentials for the Chimera and Erebus servers only. Sorry I can't be of more help. Good luck eavesdropping on your employer's top secret data networks. M. Thorton. Good luck, have fun! Still really short of my price, right? I want the gut ripper. Die Rittergruppen. This is the garbage Rittergruppen? Yeah. There's a bunch of Rittergruppens. And there's the super Rittergruppen. Much expensive. Bad. Ooh. Braco's SMG is 25 grand. I don't use SMGs, so that's just money for me. I wonder if my rifle I had earlier was also from Braco, and that because he seems to have a fixation on gold weapons. It's his steez. Prevent Surkov's escape. Bonus objective added. Well-placed bribe. Find his place of business. Map. Dossier. Surkov's guards. Yeah, the moment they established the heavy, it's like, alright, well, we're gonna fight that guy. Obviously. Whoops. Surkov's guards. Corporate special forces in Russia. Surkov's men are seasoned professionals. While they may not be as gung-ho as standard military, they are either ex-KGB like Surkov, or former mob muscle Surkov has enlisted to his side. They are more reserved than Bracco's thugs and have no need to advertise their presence. They're typically sporting dark suits, sunglasses, and grim expressions. That's not what that picture looks like. He doesn't have a dark suit or, unless you mean a tracksuit, or sunglasses. Veterans of the Russian overworld and Russian intelligence, Surkov's men know how to handle themselves in a firefight. They make extensive use of cover and their surroundings, and while they do not usually resort to grenades or SMGs, they are able to use their pistols and shotguns with deadly accuracy. They are unlikely to charge opponents, instead attempting to outflank and use superior numbers to force opponents out of hiding. I've got some options. They'll reduce my accuracy, though. Ooh. Bonus 2. So it's good to just get a positive. It's easy just to lose track of how many things there are here. There's a bunch of things just keep sneaking into my inventory. Increase strike damage at short delay before being spotted by cameras. Provide slight bonus to lockpicking and so on. Increase damage resistance. Increased endurance. That's what we have right now. Like this increases endurance. What's the other slot I have right now? Increased damage resistance. That one's less good. Yeah, I already have the damage reduction one and the health increasing one, which are kind of the priorities. They keep me going. Let's switch these out. There we go. It keeps defaulting. Oh. I have something to put there now. Might as well just put it there. It keeps defaulting to my #1 weapon at various points in the story. So I just wanted to go ahead and just make my #1, my slot 1 weapon, my rifle. Because I don't know if the game's going to give me a lot of reason to change weapons, actually. Doesn't seem especially important. I can kind of just flow.
More mob violence in Moscow earlier this week, as the home of Konstantin Brayko, reported to be the head of one of the most powerful organized crime families in Moscow, was attacked by rival gang members.
Among the dead was Brayko himself, who was found by authorities in the ballroom of his mansion, which he converted in 2007 to resemble a 1980s-era disco.
Police spokesmen assure us that they are following all leads, but a source within the hospital stated, on condition of anonymity, that, quote, the man had enough cocaine in him to make a baleen whale see Jesus.
I guess he never heard of Just Say No.
In technology news, a string of hacker attacks have recently struck the U.S. Department of Defense. The attacks have been described as internet terrorism, repeated attempts to break into the department's systems in order to steal or corrupt valuable data. Government investigators have alleged that most of these hacking attempts have originated in mainland China, although the Chinese government has denied any connection to the attacks. I'll investigate this topic further in the upcoming 5-part series, Terror on the Internet. Is your data safe?
In fashion news, designer Robin Goulet's latest show in New York was greeted with surprisingly mixed reviews.
The focal point of the show was the controversial theme of ruined beauty. Models dressed in Goulet's latest designs would stroll to the end of the runway, where they were actually drenched in real pig blood.
Well, many did find it outrageous, some less so. Fans of the designer called it a, quote, new and breathtaking twist in fashion, while critics called it, quote, gaudy, overblown, and completely gross. And various animal rights groups picketed the show, claiming it was, quote, disrespectful to the suffering of fellow creatures.
In response to these protests, Goulet labeled the protesters as stupid dumbfaces who needed to get the F over themselves, end quote.
Stupid dumb faces that gotta get over themselves. That's a distressing thing to do. I'm supposed to think that she's all over the planet doing photography and whatnot. And specifically, isn't she supposed to be in Taipei right now? But she's apparently sitting at her... She's apparently doing news broadcasts, like, as far as I can tell, in the United States, in person. So she's in person doing broadcasts, even though she's specifically known for never being in the office and always being around doing her photography. And meanwhile, it feels like I'm doing a mission like every day in this game. I don't get much sense of time passing. So I don't know how the fuck she's going to so many places across the world simultaneously, but also can be doing these broadcasts. Because these aren't old recordings, they're reacting to things that I'm doing. So that's just strange. Let's go fuck him up. Hey, Surkov. You have evidence Surkov set you up. Now the question is why? Infiltrate his dummy corporation, Molotech, and confront him before he can escape. It's time to fuck you up, Surkov. Have fun.
In the lobby. No secretary.
Nothing on radio. The security system's quiet.
Should I be concerned?
You aren't already? Let's find Surkov. He's in the building somewhere.
Ba-doom. Gather intel.
Looks like Surkov's employees are
They
pulling a late
definitely
night.
already
Yeah.
saw me. What the fuck is this stealth system?
There must be more. I can't be too far away.
Oh, these guys are starting to take bullets really well. Pick up the ammo. Pick up the ammo. There we go. The A button does a lot of work in this game. They gave one button almost every job. So it's the running button, it's the take cover button, it's the pick up ammo button. It's just a lot. Nope, can't just shoot the lockout. I can't go through this window either. I can shoot him through it. Yay. Open the door, dick. There you go. Hey, where'd you come from? Oh. Now you sound the alarm? I've killed like a dozen of your people already. Over the course of several minutes, like you've had time. If any of you survive this, you really need to do drills over how bad you are at that kind of shit. How'd they not hear the gunfire and be like, we should sound the alarm? And for that matter, who was in this building, presumably in range to hear the gunfire, but needs an alarm to sound before they start like, oh wow, I guess we should start helping. I was gonna just like, keep sipping my latte for the next 3 hours. The big latte, or small mouth, I don't know. Ow, what? Whoa. Sneaky. That would have been a really good spot if this was like, Ghost Recon and not an RPG where you're fucked at fighting me. Like, that was a genuine little, like, flanking ambush he set up. But he was there, but the game was rigged from the start. Sorry, buddy. From David to Surkov. I think the term is free fall. Hey, Sergey. I guess Molotech's stock is tanking. Don't you know the first rule about running a front company? Actually sell something so you don't go out of business. Don't listen to me. I'm just taunting for the sake of being a douchebag. Anyway, if you could, you should consider going into IT security and database management. Had dinner with the Italian ambassador, and he said he's been hearing rumors that a law was likely to pass through the EU that'll set up a national civilian tracking system. Sounds pretty far-fetched to me, but I think he knows something I don't. Let me know if you want to get drinks. The police and construction crews say the embassy will reopen for critical personnel in the next few days. David. I know your shit. Sup? Why, yes, I would like to max out rifles now. Thank you. Couple more points into aptitude. Recoil control on all weapons. Stronger heals, which I barely have to use, admittedly.
Mike, I think Surkov's trying to leave. I just picked up a helicopter approaching on satellite.
You won't get away that easily.
Well, shit. What? Where am I? What? Where am I? I got completely turned around by whatever the fuck just happened. Where am I? It's amazing how, like, your character snapping to cover when you're trying to run and then whipping the camera around while you're doing it can, like, make it incredibly difficult to, like, tell where you are now. So I need to find my way to Surkov as quickly as possible. No, run. Why is A every button? Everything is A. It won't even be like, oh, I should ignore this computer because he's holding A instead of tapping A. It's like, well, we pressed A, time to try to run and also try to use a computer. Yep. So you'll see my character like get locked into using a computer, but he's also trying to run at the same time because it doesn't choose one or the other. It just tries to do both. It's kind of fascinating. That's me taking cover because I'm trying to pick something up because it's the same button. It's fascinating. Ah.
Michael, so you returned to speak to me. Good. I was worried Constantine might get the upper hand, and of the two of you, you are a more reasonable man.
You set me up.
No, Michael. I sent you after the man who's going to be Halbeck's future contact here in Moscow.
Bullshit. You're the one in bed with Halbeck. Constantine's just a thug with bad hair.
No, I speak the truth. Michael, Halbeck approached me many years ago concerning weapons trafficking. The relationship over time proved profitable to both of us, until recently. I deal with intermediaries, but they share Halbeck's arrogance and unwillingness to negotiate in a changing market.
With a corporate vision like that, I'm surprised your businesses in Moscow are still standing. So you wanted to ruin Halbeck, is that it?
Yes, and I will prove it. Mr. Thornton, we're talking now because I see an opportunity here for both of us to take down a common enemy. Interested? I will only make this offer once.
And how could you possibly help me?
I was in business with Halbeck for the past few years, Mr. Thornton. I keep meticulous records.
I agree, and you hand them over?
Yes.
What do you want in exchange? Immunity?
No, I simply want Halbeck out of my country, which will ensure greater profits for me in the long run.
So we get rid of a greater evil in exchange for a lesser one.
Welcome to the world, Mr. Thornton. But believe me, I seek to strengthen my country, and Halbeck seeks to weaken it.
All right, Surkov. We'll be partners for this. But once Halbeck has answered for its crimes, then...
Agent Thornton, you are a man who seeks to do what is right. I expect no more and no less. I will arrange for the records to be transferred to you. If additional developments occur, I shall notify you.
Understood. We'll be in touch.
Whenever I strike a deal with someone, I can't help but think, yo, it would have been nice if you just, like, you know, emailed me about this before I killed all your dudes. Like, so many people died, so I could, like, in God, what have I played recently? Oh yeah, I played Old Republic. I played KOTOR, and while I was playing KOTOR, I talked about Mass Effect and other games by BioWare that have this tendency to have this structure where you kill a bunch of goons, but then you negotiate with the guy at the end over and over again, and how it's just like a weird kind of dissonance where you just casually murder dozens of people, and then there's always like this, but there's always this moral choice to spare the person at the end, and so on. And it always seems really weird because, like, if that person deserves being spared, then maybe all those people between you and him also deserve to not die. Maybe. And this one, the water's muddied a little bit because it's not about sparing necessarily. It's more about, like, is the context completely wrong about what's going on? In which case, like, yeah, like, he really could have sent me a fucking email, and I could have not murdered dozens of people if he's actually working against Halbuck or so on, which, once again, we don't know, because he could be lying, obviously. Maybe the reason I had to shoot all those guys up is because he didn't think of that lie until on the fly when he realized how much trouble he was in. It's a little hard to say, but it's just really weird. It's definitely weird that people don't just fucking tell me before I fight out. Because it's other with the cis encounter where I'm like, I killed all those men, and now you're gonna try to become my my ally? And it's like, we're just gonna like pretend that Sis and I were in a gunfight to the death that magically neither of us died in because all of our guns are going by Yakuza logic, where Kiryu never kills anyone, and everyone just like shrugs off deadly damage except for all the non-named characters who die instantly and they're never seen again. There's stuff going on. I want to now sprint up my own stairs and then eat shit halfway up. And Scarlet Lake's getting back to me about the short selling. Short selling always sounds like it involves investing in midgets is in the title of the email. Jesus Christ, Mike. Hi, Mike. If there's no midget sex trafficking, there's no story. Just kidding. Readers love hearing about how big business is screwing the economy for the rest of us. This will make a good story. Thanks, Mike. Scarlet Lake, download? I guess the implication is she paid me 1,000. That is not a lot in this game. And then I got Mina, more on that DB server. Hey, Mike. An interesting development on my end. I found what might be the DB server. The server in question is permanently unplugged from the rest of the network, and the drives are hidden in a messy pile of cables and junked computer components. I didn't want any failed login attempts to show this, so I've installed a keylogger device on the keyboard the last user left hooked into the system. Hopefully Parker or someone else will log into the system soon and I'll capture the admin passwords. Don't want to find out that somebody tried to fraudulently log into the system that would then know. Give me the Rita group and 30 more grand to go. Do I have anything that's worth selling? Popping up? Probably not going to use this camera resistance thing. Keep saving for the better gun, but intel. No intel for now. I think we might be done in Russia. Oh yeah, Rome or Taipei. I think that Scarlet said she was in Taipei. Taipei safe house. An Alpha Protocol safe house in Taipei. Blah 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 blah. It's the same as always. Hey, she's back up to 10. Is 10 the cap?
This is it. After Moscow, I was expecting something a little more upscale.
Maybe you should unwind after the flight. Maybe take a shower.
Shower? Oh, This is one of those secret agent hidden entrance things, isn't it?
Well, it was until you started talking about it.
Oh, it's a secret hideout. Yeah, this place is definitely a change from the last two places. Although it'd be kind of nice to just have everything in one compact room where I don't have to wander around as much. Oh, this place is miserable. At least make it believable. There's not even a oh, there's a bed down there, never mind. If they break in here, they're gonna be like, what's up with that? Like, he doesn't even have a bed. So the shower is a secret entrance? Or am I just gonna get showered right now? Oh. Hexagons.
Trust me.
Okay.
See? What did I tell you?
I stand corrected. This is a hell of an operation center. I'll be able to do some real good here.
I'm glad you like it. Now that you've made it to Taipei, what are your plans?
Priority 1 is to find out more about this assassination attempt.
Agreed. How are you going to go about it?
I've got 3 leads to start with. This Stephen Heck guy seems like he knows what's going on in Taipei. He might be able to answer some questions.
Be careful, Mike. I've checked my databanks, and I can't find any evidence that Stephen Heck has ever worked for the CIA.
I'll be on my guard. There was also that anomalous data trail from Shahid's system. Any luck tracing it down?
I managed to follow it back to a place in the warehouse district. I'm forwarding the address to you now. What's the final lead?
Simple. Follow the money. Shahid was funneling large amounts of money to a front corporation for the White Oak Mountain Triad. I think I can persuade them to tell me why.
Sounds like you've got everything figured out.
Isn't that why you love me?
You watch yourself out there, Mr. Thornton.
Always.
That's one heckin' Steven you got there. So I'm guessing it's gonna spawn me down here in the future, and that was just like a fake out for a moment. Why am I taking these with me everywhere like a fucking weirdo? They're the people that want me dead, presumably, or after me at least. Here's the real shower. There's the real bed. I have a fucking bedside photo of Darcy. Jeez. Yeah, Braco's jacket. I took it.
Cheetahs gave their lives for this jacket.
Whoa. Whoa, Mike. Jesus Christ. Oh. I've got a fucking bat cave exit. Jesus Christ. Mike is like aggressively unlikable in this game. Partly because he's trying so hard to be a cool secret agent. Like, that's the secret reason he's here, is because he wanted to be a cool secret agent all along. Triads in Hong Kong, founded in 1952. Really? Oh, it's the White Oak Mountain Triad. Maybe that's more recent. I thought triads were older than the 50s, but I don't really know. The triads, Chinese criminal organizations, have a history reaching back to anti-Qing dynasty resistance forces in the 1700s. Yeah, that's what I thought. Definitely older than 1950. Originally devoted to restoring the previous Han dynasty, they gradually shifted into criminal pursuits, culminating the overthrow of the Qing dynasty in 1911. Suddenly finding themselves with a lack of purpose after centuries of struggle against the Qing dynasty, the Triads turned almost exclusively to organized crime. Following the communist takeover of China in 1949, most Triads emigrated to Hong Kong, which became the seat of their power. Interesting. That further phrased the relationships between Hong Kong and China, don't they? Are we done with Albatross, or is he surely coming up again, right? Defeated, it says. That's not usually, they usually say eliminated or just deceased or something. Defeated is a strange, like, almost Dark Souls-y terminology to use. Oh yeah, I never fought Champion Cheek. Huh. I guess it's because I didn't commit to killing him. Yet. Stephen Heck. Dry cleaner, maybe? American? Heck seems to know a heckin' lot of everything there is to know about what's going on Taipei. And if he doesn't directly, he often knows someone who does. It has been suggested that Heck knows about the underground because he often sells info or blackmails criminals to fund his covert ops, the goals of which are only known to him. He claims to be a member of a top-secret branch of the CIA with total operational discretion and oversight. The precise nature of his operations and the sphere of his influence remain unknown. Affiliates remain unknown. So he's one of our go-to starting people for information, as often is the case. And once again, we're just casually and constantly throwing around references to the CIA with respect to basically everyone all the time. I guess pretty consistent there. Hey, MI6 intercept. Hey Mike, one of my filters picked this up. Thought it might interest you. The sender and receiver are both British MI6 agents. I wonder how long, if ever, it will take the public to learn who was behind the attack on Shahid. Mina. K. All my contacts confirm an attempt on Sheikh Shahid. Preliminary reports suggest assassination by cruise missile. Need better details. Israel? US? Both are keeping quiet, but inconsistently quiet. They don't have their talking points memorized, and that suggests that this is new to them too. Because of that plausible deniability, these people don't actually know what happened. Dossier on Stephen Heck. Infiltration on computer systems. Transponder frequency. Dossier on Hongxi. More on Heck. Along with his enigmatic objectives, Heck employs a self-devised method of combat, which he describes as liquid terror. Is this guy an idiot? He sounds like an idiot. He sounds infuriating. A lightning-fast series of darts and dashes that he uses to accurately kill or cripple multiple opponents with his hands. A pair of sharp objects, and sometimes a silenced pistol. Since very few people have actually witnessed Heck's incredible ability and lived to tell the tale, many chalk this technique up to Heck's own hype and disinformation. Nevertheless, dates when Heck claims to have engaged in operational activity coincide with reports of unusual causes of death at Taipei morgue, including a man with known Triad affiliations found with the chassis of a 10-speed mountain bike driven through his torso, and a Vatican intelligence agent with his airway obstructed by 17 communion wafers. But why? Where's the other guy I got info on? What? It wasn't a faction, was it? Did I already lose track of who I got info on a second ago? It says new info available. There's more Braco here. According to reports, the mob boss that took Braco under his wing was none other than Sergei Surkov. He was the one who first offered the young man a position within his organization. Braco refused, declaring that he'd never start out on the bottom again, and Surkov, impressed by Braco's fearlessness, gave him a position within his inner circle. From there, Braco soon became Surkov's second in command, and became close friends with the mafia boss, although he refused to emulate his mentor's cultured style, instead immersing himself in circa 1980s American pop culture. Braco handled much of the extortion, collection, and drug trafficking for Surkov, The drug dealing is the source of friction between the two, however. Brayko dipped into his own product to excess and was hospitalized more than once for cocaine use. According to reports, Brayko and Surkov had a recent falling out. Surkov's announcing his intent to go legit, and Brayko's splitting from Surkov's, claiming that Surkov intends to kill him. Whether the tension between the two has any basis in fact, Brayko's extensive drug use was only part of the reason for this. Was only part of the reason for the split. The true dispute involved money, profit from deals that Surkov was involved in that he was not sharing with his protege. It's rough. I got intel on someone and I immediately forgot who it was, but I don't see a new person here either. Secret fact: Surkov has legitimate ties to Halbeck. Once again, using as many crime and military sources, he has been providing arms and vehicles in a deal that he kept secret to most except for Brayko. Brayko felt betrayed for not being cut into this lucrative deal, and that is what caused the rift between the two bosses. Surkov has admitted to sending someone to kill his former protege in the hopes of taking Brayko out of the picture. Yeah, I don't know who else I got an intel on. I thought I bought 2 pieces of intel a minute ago. Maybe I misread that element? So whenever you kill whenever you kill a major dude, you get a trophy apparently, or maybe just some characters. I don't know, but I've been sparing a decent number of people. Brayko's knife.
Enough coke residue on this knife to get very, very high.
Oh, his knife's in the corner there. It's like really hard to see. I guess it's like a switchblade because it's not out. Let's contact Stephen Heck. Meet the local informant, Stephen Heck, who seems to know a lot about what's transpiring in Taipei. See what he knows about the attempt on Sung's life, and if there's anything you can do to stop it. Yeah, I kind of think the rep might cap at 10. Then you can only lose it. So I've been sitting at 10 for a bit and not making any progress, but also not losing any, which likely means I'm picking the right choices to gain it.
In the back. With you in a sec, buddy. Not too uncomfortable, I hope. Now this is dry cleaning solution. Active ingredient is perchloroethylene. Gets stains out like a champ. Like a champ win, believe you me.
Steve Heck, I'm here on business. Agency.
Sure.
Business.
Be right with you. Oh, and you call me Steve again. Cut your thumbs off at cigar clippers, okay? So you remember where they are now, do you? Candy dish. Ah, that does it, Wen. You know I don't like sweet... Oh, the candy dish! That's right! That's where I left my keys. Should have said something earlier, Wen. You see what I almost made you drink? Good old Wen. Always getting into antics. Anywho, what can I do you for?
I got a line on somebody aiming to assassinate President Sung. I was hoping you might be able to help me with that.
You came to the right place, and you're lucky you did. See, people come in and out of Taipei all the time without asking for clearance, so then I have to erase them so they don't expose me.
I wasn't aware you had jurisdiction here. What are you trying to hide exactly?
My secret identity and everything I know, that's what. Listen, did you know that in the 1960s, the CIA surgically jammed a mic and antenna into a cat for an op codenamed Acoustic Kitty?
No, I've never heard that. Have you heard of anything relevant to my previous question?
Oh, it's relevant. Just between you and me. And Wen. You're with the agency, am I right?
Yeah, kind of. It's complicated.
Say no more, Agent.
Mike will do. Steve.
Steven. I'm an agent myself, you know.
You don't say.
Yeah, I work for a division of the CIA that doesn't officially exist. Super secret. They just kind of turned me loose and let me go nuts.
Uh-huh. So, can you help me or not?
Depends. How do I know you are who you say you are? I have to ask because, funny story, one time a salesman came in and I thought he was buying secrets about the German Chancellor's security detail.
Did you hear about what went down in Russia?
All of the Soviet Union? That was something, huh?
No, the U.S. Embassy, the attack. I was there.
Really? Well, I definitely heard of that thing you just said. All right, color me convinced. So, Ronald Sung, huh? Hey, did you ever notice his name's an anagram for lard on guns? Ironic, isn't it?
Hey, yeah. And considering that item posted a few years back in the Worldly Weekly about that pig fat being used as an experimental bullet toxin, not a coincidence.
You might be onto something there, Mike. I'll look into that for sure. Ronnie Sung. What do you want to know, Mike? Personal demons, pant size, political capital, sexual proclivities?
I've got some intelligence that suggests someone in Taipei wants Sung dead. You've got an ear to the ground here. Thought you might know more.
Political assassinations. Yeah, those are fun. One time I took out an entire soccer stadium just to kill the premier of Namibia. Hey, did you know at 400 miles an hour, soccer balls can decapitate people?
I didn't. But Sung?
Sure. I can tell you this, Mike. There's a big conference coming up at the Grand Hotel. Sung's gonna be there, along with a few dozen EU bigwigs and the like.
So you're suggesting I infiltrate the hotel. Why?
Taiwanese National Security Bureau is providing the security. You think those cats don't just have oodles of stuff on everybody who might want their boss dead?
Wouldn't be too hard to slip in and borrow some of that information.
Knew that would appeal to you, Mike. Hey, give me a call when you head that way. I'd like to be in on this.
You got it.
Interrogating someone just because he can't find his own keys. Okay. So he's like a fraud, right? He's like claiming to be exactly who I am, which is like basically a CIA branch that doesn't actually exist and is turned loose to do whatever they want. Like that's Alpha Protocol. He just seems to be a lunatic. Basically. Generally talking out of his ass, probably. Probably should assume a lot of stuff that he's saying isn't reliable. He still might know stuff locally. Even though he's spending so much time trying to hype himself up. They weren't joking about his self-hype. Scarlet Lake. Give me a call. Hi, Mike. Was scrolling through my sent messages for documented evidence for a debate with my publisher when I saw a message I sent you. If you manage to be in Taipei, go ahead and give me a ring. I may even pick up. Things are a little slow until the next assignment, so I'm digging up what few people I know so I can pass the time. It'd be good to meet up. And no, this is not a date. I'm just curious if you have any more to say than you did on the plane, as cryptic and odd as that was. Maybe that's your angle, Scarlet. Buy my junk, from Stephen Heck. I'm trying to use double entendres before the one world government makes them illegal. Oh god. Seriously, dude, if you need guns and explosives or the like, I don't know, surgical tubing, just look me up. I do a ton of business through the clearinghouse. I added your name to the list of approved buyers. Heck. He's just a fucking prepper. Set loose in Taipei, making everyone's lives worse, most likely. Living it up at the Grand Hotel. Hey bro, quick recap. NSB guys will be lollygagging around the conference level, so it's going to be hard to move around without authorization. Now these NSB folks at the hotel include some major players in the bureau. They're going to have their computers hooked up to remotely access the central servers while they're away from the office. Workaholics are the bane of sensible security. Oh, and, you know, if you have time, while you're poking around those servers, keep an eye out for my name. I mean, I'm not saying you'll find a bunch of files about me, just saying that if you happen to find files about me and they're full of lies about me, being wanted for certain capital crimes, well, in the interest of preserving the truth for future generations, these files should probably be deleted. And if that does happen, let me know and I might have a nice stack of cash for you. Just saying. Heck. He's a problem. He is a problem. Bonus objective in the hotel. A valuable target with the same... They're at the same time as me. Accidentally leave some valuables in the open. Hopefully enough to take back my cost. Think we had more new intel? If I'm not imagining it. This list is only gonna get longer, so it's gonna get harder to keep track of this stuff. Fuck. NSB, Taiwan, 1955. Military intelligence. The NSB serves as the chief operational arm of the Taiwanese intelligence services. Founded in 1955 by President Chiang Kai-shek, the NSB oversees intelligence gathering both foreign and domestic, presidential security, military security, and related fields. In its early days, the organization was referred to as the Taiwanese KGB due to its mysterious and fearsome reputation. That place doesn't do anything. Alright, let's get out of here. That's not where my bike is. There we go. Contact Hung Shi. Meet the influential Triad boss Hung Shi, whose monetary connection with the Shashi suggests global connections and deep pockets. Find out what he knows about the assassination plot, or if he's involved.
I'm here to see the Red Lion. I'm a friend of the Sheik. Sure. My name is Michael Thorton. I think you have information I need.
I know many things. Most of them would be useful to someone, I'm sure. What is it you want from me, Mr. Thornton? I have no interest in bantering with an American cowboy. It upsets my digestion. Please, get to the point.
A friend told me you might know what's going on in Taipei. Something about the assassination of a certain political figure.
I see. And this friend, he shared this with you out of the goodness of his heart?
We have a good working relationship.
Wonderful. Friendship is a rare treasure. Mr. Thornton, a man in my position does not get to be a man in my position without knowing the value of a good trade.
I can understand that. I suppose the question is what you need.
Some of my lieutenants seem to think they would do better without my loving guidance and gentle hand. They have set up shop in a disreputable part of town. Now, if you were to discourage them, I will tell you what I know.
You don't even know me. Why trust me with something like this? Why not use your own people?
My own people are known to these roads. You, on the other hand, look enough like an ignorant Wilo tourist that they might only mug you.
Well, when you put it that way, it's hard to argue. All right, Mr. Hong.
I knew you would see the wisdom of this deal, Mr. Thornton. Contact me again when my wayward children have been dealt with, huh? Oh, and Mr. Thornton.
Yeah?
Don't call me Mr. Hong.
Am I supposed to call him Mr. Sure? Does Mr. Hung have a context to it that I don't know? From Rising Sun Enterprises, Hong Shi extends his regards. Mr. Thornton, Hong Shi asked me to give you access to our distribution network. Should you wish to take advantage of this arrangement, simply log into the clearinghouse. LP. More from Mina. Hey Mike, Westridge is spending the day in the shooting range, so nobody's looking over my shoulder for the time being. I was going to see if I can't dig up a little on the agents that were in Saudi Arabia with you. Who do you want me to research? You. You're the one I'm suspicious of. Parker wasn't even in there with me. I only met Parker in the tutorial and then never came up again. Do you want to investigate the guy that's so powerful that he can kill everyone in this office when given the order? Or do you want to investigate the guy that's your own owner? Like... Sean's not smart enough to pull this off, and Parker's too spineless and effete. Well, how do you know that much about Parker? Parker didn't come across as spineless. It sounded a lot like he might execute everybody. He came across as sinister and threatening, not spineless and effete, whatever effete means. Ineffectual, maybe? I don't know. I guessed Westridge? The op lead is the first obvious suspect. Find out everything you can on Westridge. From LP again. Mr. Thornton, Hong Shou has requested that I forward you some information regarding the targets. Your first subject is Red-Eye Jin, one of Hong Shou's most aggressive enforcers. Jin's temper has long been a liability for the Red Lion. His death will be a blessing for many. He lost an eye in a bar fight and often wears an eye patch to cover his red glass eye. Your second target is Tommy Two Toes Seng. Mr. Seng has a fascination with American culture, though this is limited by his abysmal understanding of the English language. He often wears gaudy American fashion. Third on the list, Eric Chung, the leader of the defectors. Chung is both a cable enforcer and a man of surprising charisma. It is his honeyed words that have swayed the others to defy the Red Lion. He often wears sunglasses due to a belief that if he hides his eyes, nobody can read his true intentions. Hong Shou and I await news of these men's deaths. LP. These lists, they grow. But are there better things in them? Not necessarily. And I'm mostly getting further from my goal because I need to make some fucking money. I need to get back into doing real missions again. And also keep buying all this intel that I really hope pays off at some point. Mission map. Somebody might help me on a mission for money. Dossier on the Triads. Remove some people from the Grand Hotel. I can't help but it's just so tempting to spend money on these like missable extra things of varying value. The typical White Oak Mountain soldier is little more than a thug. They lack discipline or any kind of uniform or armament. Members will often go into battle armed with whatever weapon they can get their hands on. An agent should expect to face anything from submachine guns to assault rifles. Though they typically wear no armor, they are fast and highly mobile, making them difficult to pin down and eliminate. Many Triad soldiers are skilled in hand-to-hand combatants as well. They are frequently trained in martial arts which focus on deflecting an enemy's strikes and delivering up devastating counterattacks. So don't go into melee range. A lot of those things seem like a strange thing to mention because we're in gunfights all the time. But like, I guess it's irrelevant if you just decided like, I'm gonna be the guy that builds my entire game, my entire playthrough around being a martial arts guy. Suddenly you're really concerned about which characters are actually good at martial arts or not. But without that inclusion, it sounds weird because it is itself a strange thing to think about half the time. What is this shirt? Alright. I would like a shirt that looks like I spilled wine on myself, but like in like a cool way. It's like a cool spill. Yeah.